This episode of Ramadan Prep is the foundation. I'm calling it this because we're really going to focus on the foundation of worship in Islam. You see, in Ramadan, we're trying to worship Allah more, get closer to our Lord by making more du'as, reading more Quran, even making more salats, right? We're doing more. But we can't really be doing this in a successful way if we already haven't accomplished the foundation of Islam, which is praying 5 times a day. That's a minimum, and I'm not here to tell you guys how to be a perfect Muslim because I am. I'm trying to help normal, average Muslims because I'm one myself. So yeah, it is difficult to pray always. You know, sometimes you get the Dhuhr and Asr done, but Maghrib and Isha comes around and you miss those two. Maybe you only miss one salat, maybe you miss all salat. It's not an easy thing making salat all the time, especially when you haven't made it a strong habit for yourself. So that's the first thing on the list, and that's something I'm doing myself. And you know what? It's really easy to miss Fajr. What I've realized is that Salat kind of works as dominoes. So when you miss Fajr, it's easier to miss the rest of your Salats. So I'm making up more Fajr Salats than I do usually. Not every single day, but a lot of the days. And the days I don't wake up for Fajr, the first thing I do every single morning is I pray my Fajr Salat. And even though I missed it, hey, at least I made it up. And at least the first thing I did when I wake up was pray. So the first thing I do when I wake up, if I've already missed Fajr, is I make Fajr. And that's important. Why? Because in my head, I'm making a habit that when you wake up, the first thing you do is make Fajr Salat. Okay, step number 2 for this episode of Ramadan Prep is regulating your media control, right? How much media are you really consuming, right? You know, Ramadan, we're not even supposed to be watching movies. We're not supposed to be listening to music. I know I watch way too much Netflix. I'm assuming some of you do as well. Brothers and sisters, the last step for this episode of Ramadan Prep is fasting. Fasting, okay? You have to get your mind and you have to get your body ready for Ramadan. And I'm fasting 1 day a week. And it's not hard. It doesn't sound hard. But believe me, yesterday was hard. Let's go over the 3 steps I mentioned in this episode 1 of Ramadan Prep. Step number 1, Salat. All right, this is the foundation of worship. We have to all be praying. Okay, all 5 prayers, and as much as on time as we can afford it to be. Okay, and that's very difficult to do. But that's something we all have to be doing. Step number 2 is regulating how much media you're putting into yourself. All right, how much media, because you really are consuming it. Whenever you're watching TV, you really are consuming that information and it's getting in your head. Listening to music, you're consuming it, okay? It's all becoming a part of you, and we have to, if not stop it completely, we have to ask ourselves, what are we allowing to be a part of ourselves? And step number 3, the last step of today's episode, is fasting 1 day a week. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you guys really enjoyed this series, please show your support by liking this video. Leave a comment down below what you think. How are you prepping for Ramadan yourselves? I'm your host, Mahdi. Salam everyone, and I'll see you for episode 2 of Ramadan Prep.